Good afternoon, everyone. Kalla here. Welcome to my live stream. Glad you could make it today. Today, we're starting Agatha Christie, Hercule Poirot, the first cases. And, I didn't mean to actually click on that. I was just trying to click into the thing so that I could, maybe change the volume. Let me know if the volume needs messing with. I'm just going to have to quickly tab over so that I can get into that. Yes, more of the little grey cells. I wonder if these are all going to be little cases that we're going to be doing, or... if this is all just prologue. Okay, I think this is all just prologue. Looks like this game has more budget.
Thank goodness. Officer, please, come quickly.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. How can I...
It has become a madhouse. Madame has been shouting and cursing all morning. I've never seen her so angry. But what great luck to happen upon you.
Please, try to remain calm. First, may I ask your name?
We don't have time for that. Please, hurry.
Yeah, we don't have time to find out her name's Elizabeth. Yeah, Poirot the origin story, it's supposed to be.
Mademoiselle, now we are here, I must insist on your name before I can continue any further. I am Officer Hercule Poirot.
I am Elizabeth, but it is the maidservant that we must consider. Forgive me, officer, but are you new to the area?
I stand out so obviously.
I mean no offense, only I have not seen you before. This is a small town, and you learn everyone's faces very quickly.
Very observant of you, mademoiselle. I was recently posted here from the city, and a good thing I'm here now. Let us get to the bottom of this madness you speak of.
So I guess this one's actually set in Belgium, then. Ooh. Okay, talking to characters is essential when gathering evidence. Basic questions are flagged with question mark icon. Click up. Okay, so I just click here.
There has been a theft at the house.
Then I am exactly where I should be, n'est-ce pas?
Do you have a list of all the items that have been taken?
It is only one of Mademoiselle Angeline's most valuable bracelets, taken from her room.
Then its safe return is of the utmost importance.
Does the house have any suspicions as to whom is responsible?
Madame Van den Bosch, the lady of the house, believes Fleurette is behind it.
You have an alternative suspect?
Mademoiselle Angeline thinks that someone has broken in and taken it. This seems more plausible to me.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
Ooh. Mademoiselle Elizabeth believes a burglary is behind the bracelet's disappearance. If that is the case, there will no doubt be a sign of intrusion in the grounds. When Poirot uncovers an interesting area of investigation, an objective is launched. Here you can see all of the evidence relating to your first objective. If you cursor, try highlighting each piece of evidence to see Poirot's interpretation of them. Okay. It's not often you see such crimes committed here. This could be my chance to solve a real case. If it is such a beloved piece, it must be worth a great deal. I mean, not necessarily, but... Seems to be conflicting ideas of who is behind the missing bracelet. Okay. Okay, left mouse click to explore and interact. Scroll wheel to zoom the camera. Alright. Ooh. What about this ladder? Oh, it wanted me to come over here. While two sets lead away from the house, only one muddy set returns. Rather hastily, it seems. Press R to view active objectives. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's just the thing that I got earlier. What's over here? Ah, people's profiles. Now try searching the lawn. There must be something there that explains the muddy footprints. Is it this puddle? This morning's shower must have been heavier than I thought. An intruder stepping here would surely leave evidence elsewhere. Ooh, now I can make a deduction. Apparently. Okay, so we hit that, and then we bring it over here.
Magnifique.
It seems the muddy footprints are the result of earlier rain. It also seems like I'm going to need to do rather more voice acting in this game than the last one. And I don't have my Poirot voice ready.
Of course, officer. How can I help?
The footprints on the path are fresh today. Do you know who they belong to?
One set must be mine, leaving to find you. The other set must be Florette's. She was caught in the rain this morning.
That explains the hurried, scuffed nature of the prints.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
Try exploring the rest of the garden. Okay. We've already looked at that. I assume I won't get anything else by going back to it. That would be a no.
Huh.
A declaration of love has been carved into the bench. L loves E. Such beautiful flowers. I am glad to see no one carelessly damaged them. Now I can interact with this ladder that I thought was suspicious. Judging by the conditions of this ladder, I wouldn't trust it with my weight. Perhaps a braver man than I perched this elsewhere against the roof.
Aha.
It appears to be rusted shut, and if these cobwebs are anything to go by, it hasn't been unlocked in some time. Perhaps they entered another way. Yeah, an evergreen trellis. That could probably be climbed too.
Huh.
This trellis has been left untouched for quite some time. Let's go back and talk to Elizabeth then.
Of course, officer. How can I help?
I see there is a little romance in this house.
Excuse me, officer?
The carving on the bench. Forgive me, I was not suggesting anything untoward.
Oh, of course not. Yes. I suppose there must be.
Would you know the identity of the mysterious L and E?
I mean, E we might be able to figure out.
I'm afraid not. Perhaps they were old residents. A pair of star-crossed lovers, perhaps. Madame does not allow distracting staff relationships.
Love is not something that can be harnessed so easily.
That is Madame's rule, and I wouldn't want to be the one that challenges her on it.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
Man, you know what I forgot to do. I know why I can't do a good Poirot. I forgot my mustache. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I have been mustached. And therefore I believe I can more properly be Hercule Poirot. Is there anything else for me to look at? Oh wait, I haven't actually looked at the front door. That might be a good idea.
Huh.
There are no signs of tampering or a forced entry. Do I need to link some things now? We did the talk to Elizabeth on both of those. So can I do this?
What a revelation.
Neither of the external doors have been damaged or show any signs of an unwanted visitor. No forced entry. Let's see if there's anything else to find out here. Oh, wait, what's this? What's this? It's an impossible climb to reach it unassisted. The ledge beneath it appears rather precarious. Okay, so can I now... What if I take this open window to the wooden ladder?
Things are beginning to become clearer.
I have found no practical or logical way for someone to have reached the window. So another means of entry was attempted. Okay, so, no. That doesn't actually help me. And I guess you could go, like, up the trellis across here and in there. That doesn't seem great. I guess I can't do anything over there. Okay, I guess we've got to do something in here then. Oh, maybe connect these two here.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
I could not find any sign of an unlawful entry into the house. Will I find signs of an intrusion elsewhere in the grounds? No unlawful entry. Wait, if it... No, okay, I can't actually do anything with that. Fine. Oh wait, does that 0 next to the link thing mean that I can't find any more links, or...? Looks like it.
Of course, officer. How can I help?
Don't have anything else to talk to her about.
Your assistance has been invaluable.
I haven't found anything else to look at. Am I missing something obvious? Let's inspect the garden. It's gonna bleep some things. No. I'm finding myself somewhat lost. Guess I'm gonna have to look up a guide. Okay, apparently there is something else for me to look at in the garden. Here. There are no signs of trampling, but it is a shame to see a lawn so unkempt. Ah, there was something here. As well. A touching extract taken from Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, expertly carved on a plaque. The measure done, I'll watch her place of stand, and touching hers make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night. Clues and evidence are beginning to gather. It would be best that I approach them logically. Alright, so now I get... Now I can do more stuff. Maybe. Oh, it says talk to Elizabeth. About the grass.
Of course, officer. How can I help?
I could not help noticing the unkept lawn. Is there not an employed gardener?
There is, sir. Luke. But he was called away from the house on a personal matter. Rahana, our cook, accompanied him.
Well, that's an L, isn't it? With no gardener present, there was no one tending to the lawn this morning. but still no sign of anyone stepping across it.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
Ah, so now I have a connection thing I can make. Okay. Intruder didn't use the lawn. And or the path.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
I could not find signs of an unwanted visitor in the garden. Did someone cover their tracks? So if I connect this to, like, that one there.
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
With no obvious signs of a burglar, perhaps I should be looking at those inside for answers. Yep, that makes sense. This is not the start I was expecting. There are no signs of an intruder at all. There is something amiss. I must remain vigilant and keep my wits about me.
I have conducted my initial inspection of the house and grounds. It is now necessary for me to speak with those in the house.
Of course. Thank you, officer. I'm sure Madame Van den Bosch will be happy to hear the police are investigating.
I suspect there will be someone inside who will not be as pleased to hear it. I presume this is the lady of the house. She holds quite a presence, from what Mademoiselle Elizabeth had said. She is not one to be on the wrong side of. I must talk with her before beginning my search.
Who are you? You are not the commanding officer I requested.
Look, you get the police you get, lady.
No, dear madame, I am Officer Hercule Poirot. I can assure you that...
This will simply not do. I sent Elizabeth to bring me a competent lawman.
I don't like this lady.
And that is what she has brought, madame. Now, I would like to continue my investigation.
I understand the bracelet has gone missing.
You understand correctly. It is my daughter's bracelet. It is a rather expensive piece.
And valuable to your daughter, no doubt. It was a gift.
Yes, it was from her late father, my husband, the Viscount, and it has not gone missing. It was stolen.
I mean, we haven't confirmed that yet. I've been informed you believe you have caught the culprit.
I do not believe so. I know so. It was Florette, the maidservant. I knew I could not trust her.
And why is that?
Because I don't. I do not need to explain myself any further, especially to a measly officer.
So you think she did it because you don't like her and you won't tell me why you don't like her? Good job. Annoyed for her face. You do not believe there was an intruder in the house?
Don't be ridiculous. I have told you who is guilty. If there had been a break-in, surely it would be your job to stop them.
I mean, we established it's probably not a break-in either, unless it's at the back, but...
If it was the case, of course, madame. Although I cannot predict a burglar's movement.
Perhaps then you have proved me right, and you aren't the competent officer I require.
That sounds like her idea of a competent officer is someone who can see the future. Never have I met someone so adamant that they don't require help from the police. Her accusation against the maid is rather questionable. There must be more to the story, and it is my duty to uncover it.
Merci, madame. You have been most helpful.
Yeah, definitely helpful. Madame Van der Bosch was so quick to accuse the maidservant, Florette. I wonder if this hasty accusation hides behind a deeper reason. And he will become very competent later. Ah, yes, but not a police officer. So we have, she confirms theft, she's accused Florette, but we don't have any evidence about it. And she believes burglary is out of the question. Let's get a thing for the main hall. Press F to view everyone I've met so far. I already did this one. Well, I mean, I already looked at Elizabeth's while I was trying to figure out what I was missing. Alright. Ooh, that looks interesting. No? Ah. A telephone. It does not seem to be working. Why would a house of this size be without a working telephone?
Oh.
A rather impressive portrait, I must say. Okay, I can't seem to do anything with the portrait. I don't want to go upstairs yet, because I think I can now talk to her about the portrait.
Really, officer, you are wasting both your time and mine.
I couldn't help but admire the handsome monsieur in the portrait on the wall.
And what is your point?
May I ask of the subject?
You may not. Honestly, your prying is getting on my last nerve.
Alright!
Merci, madame. You have been most helpful.
There's nothing in particular about this coat, but what is this in the pocket? Hidden inside the coat pocket, although fairly plain, it is still an attractive item of jewelry. I wonder if it holds a special significance. I guess that's a ring. It would be wonderful if that was the bracelet and you go, hey, is this the bracelet you meant? Gold band. Known subject of picture. And an unworking telephone. I guess I probably can't go in there. Searching the kitchen is not essential to my current investigation. What about this room then? It's locked, and sobbing can be heard inside. I assume Madame has taken the law into her own hands. A rose and crossed arrow symbol adorns the door. That's a signal of forbidden love. Come, my little grey cells. Let us solve this mystery. Oh, we've got something to do with the little grey cells. So I guess the rose and crossed arrow symbol if my knowledge serves me correctly, a reference to the great William Shakespeare. Ah, I would not have known that that was specifically a Romeo and Juliet reference. Though I did study that play.
Another success. I never doubted myself.
It seems someone in the house has a keen interest in the works of William Shakespeare. And that's the only connection I can make right now. I guess upstairs? Ooh. There should be a painting here. There has obviously been something previously hanging in this position. Was it stolen, I wonder? It's kind of difficult to steal a painting in a frame. I'm guessing I can't go this way.
Huh.
Searching the bathroom is not essential to my current investigation. Are we sure? Are we sure searching the bathroom isn't relevant? This must be the scene of the crime. I was expecting to find clues, not who I must assume is the daughter. I can only hope she has not tampered with the scene. Well, let's talk to her then.
What do you think you're doing in here? Who let you in?
Mademoiselle Angeline, I presume. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Officer Hercule Poirot.
An officer of the law? But what are you doing here? Don't you need to be chasing down the burglar?
Your bracelet has gone missing. It is only correct. I speak with all members of the house and investigate the scene of the crime.
Ah, if we must.
Merci. I will attempt to take up as little of your time as possible.
Why don't you begin by telling me about what has happened?
Some rat stole my bracelet this morning. Even though it's clear someone has broken in, Maman refused to listen and blamed Florette.
You sound very convinced it was taken by someone from outside of the house.
My window was open when I returned. How else can you explain that?
The bracelet in question, it must have been of particular value to justify such a daring burglary.
It is of great value. Money was no object to father.
It was a gift from your father. I can only assume it holds great value to you also.
Of course it does. What a silly thing to say. It's a good thing Maman had it insured with the others.
It's insured, huh? I am trying to understand how someone could have entered and exited your room unnoticed.
It must have been while I was down at breakfast with Elizabeth. She was with me all morning.
Mademoiselle Elizabeth was with you until you discovered the bracelet was missing?
She was. She woke me up later than usual. I washed and dressed, and we went down to the lounge for breakfast.
You have been of great help to my investigation, mademoiselle. I will do everything I can to find the culprit and return your bracelet.
This is where the bracelet in question was last seen. I must investigate the crime scene thoroughly, leaving no stone unturned. This must be where the piece in question has disappeared from. So many beautiful pieces remain. So, like, not everything has been taken. It has been left out, oddly not replaced in its stand. The ending has a hooked spike. What further use could it have? For hooking things. That's what hooks are for. A photograph of a gentleman. The gentleman is the same as the one from the hallway. Judging by the cracked glass, it must have been recently dropped. Alright, so that is probably the person I think it is then. Being the father / husband.
Aha.
The frame is noticeably cracked. Furthermore, the internal latch shows it has been opened from the inside, and rather forcefully, I must add. Opened from the inside, huh? Ooh, broken glass.
Huh.
Rather irresponsible and dangerous to leave it in this state, whether one is in a rush or not. So is that broken glass from the frame or broken glass from the window? Yeah, could be both. It's missing its protective layer of glass. That's a bit different to being cracked. So I guess we could go broken glass to the thing that's missing its glass.
Beginning to become clearer.
It seems the photograph fell on the floor and Angeline replaced it. Gotta talk to Angeline. Yeah, the timing could not have been more perfect for Madame to insure the jewellery. Yeah, I know. There's still some kind of connection I can make. The latch has been opened from the inside rather forcefully. So that with the poker?
What a revelation.
It was forced open, and looking at the poker, I cannot see a delicate way it could have been done. Who would do such a thing, and why? Why would you need to, like, violently open a window with a poker from the inside when the latch is on the inside and you could just open it? I mean, I guess to make it look like a burglary, but... Someone forced the window open from inside. Is this going to turn out to be insurance fraud?
The longer you're here, the further the criminal goes with my bracelet. But by all means, fire away.
Can I assume the photograph was cracked by accident?
How should I know? I returned to the room and father was face down on the floor. It must have been the burglar.
So it is your father that is the subject.
Isn't he handsome? I remember watching him sit for it. He kept looking across and smiling at me. The artist was getting awfully angry at him.
If you want to be dramatic and breaking stuff is fun. Well, yeah, there is that too, I guess. Hello, Thomas. How you doing? If you'll entertain my curiosity, would you tell me about your father?
Maman never wants to talk about him. She says it's too hard, but she acts more like she doesn't even care he's gone.
I'm sure that is not the case. It must have been very hard for her, for you both.
I miss him every day. He always knew how to put a smile on my face. I remember how much fun we would have, all three of us. In the summer, Father and I would play hide and seek while Maman read. She always helped me though whenever it was his turn to hide. I would stand in the gazebo, cover my eyes and count, and when I turned, he was nowhere to be seen. Maman would lower her book and flash a look towards his hiding spot. After I found him, he clapped and cheered as though I had won a gold medal. When I was hiding, it didn't matter where I was. He could never find me. I always thought I was an expert hider, but when I think back now, I know he was letting me win. He always said my smile was prize enough for him. He always knew just what to say.
I'm sure he would want you to be smiling today, even under such circumstances.
Having heard her story, I can begin to see why he is so missed. It is a tragedy, the loss of a loving father and husband.
You have been of great help to my investigation, mademoiselle. I will do everything I can to find the culprit and return your bracelet.
Yeah, I gather there's something to do with making things for the guest room? Or something, right? Okay. Doesn't seem like we've got any more links we can make. So let's just double check if we have anything else we can look at. Ah, fireplace. I mean, yeah, having characters interact with stuff will be quite cute, right? This must keep the room rather snug on a cold evening. It's covered in a black powder. It would not be too much of an assumption to think this has come from dealing with the fireplace. Feels like there's something down there. No, I don't want to go. There's clearly something underneath this cabinet, but I clearly can't actually look at it right now. No links to make, so I guess we just do go back out. Maybe you need a poker to grab it. Yeah, it doesn't seem like I can pick up things. I do have something else to speak to the lady of the house about.
Really, officer, you are wasting both your time and mine.
Would you permit me to enter the lounge?
Only if you are prepared to take Florette away.
Only if she's actually the thief.
It is an offense to incarcerate someone without suitable proof of misdeeds. I must question Mademoiselle Florette to gather her version of events.
If you will not do your duty and lock her up, then I must. She shall remain there, and I, the key holder, until she is led from the room in handcuffs.
Merci, madame. You have been most helpful.
Yes, helpful, definitely. Can I go in? I want to go in. I've talked to Cassandra and Elizabeth. Okay, I need to talk to Elizabeth. Elizabeth is outside. Cassandra's how you picture Azel's grandma. Yeah, I can see it.
Mademoiselle Elizabeth, I hope you are feeling less distressed now. I can assure you I shall find the guilty party and the bracelet.
Thank you, officer. Yes. All I want is for Florette to be heard.
Bien sûr. Rest assured she will get the fair trial she deserves. I wonder if you could help me with some questions regarding the house.
Of course. Whatever I can do to help.
There is sobbing coming from behind the locked lounge door.
When I left, Madame was with Florette in there. Surely she would not have locked her in. It must have been an accident.
It must have been yeah, I'm sorry, your madame has suggested it is not an accident.
Madame van den Bosch should not be deciding her fate. Would you grant me access to speak with her?
I would, sir, but I don't have the key. There is a spare somewhere, though. Oh, how awful, the thought of her locked in there.
Do you have any thoughts as to where I may find it?
I'm sorry. Madame does not trust the staff with such knowledge, even me. Although I did overhear her once say it was hidden somewhere, close to her heart. Whatever that means.
I mean, if close to her heart is not around her neck, which I guess she wouldn't have the spare, I'm guessing it might be behind that painting. I am filled with sorrow for the young girl trapped in the lounge, but I must admit I have missed the thrill of solving a good puzzle. Perhaps the countryside is not as tedious as it seems on the surface. I've been fine, Thomas, aside from
Mademoiselle.
cold.
Your assistance has been invaluable.
Mostly cold. It has been close to freezing these last few days outside. Alright, let's see if I'm right about where I might find a key.
Oh.
No, except I can't actually interact with this. Oh, we have a connection we can make. This to there?
Is there something
Nope.
I am not seeing?
Oh, Cassandra holds the master key. Okay, alright. This over to here, maybe?
This will not get
Nope.
me any...
Close to her heart. Or maybe it's with that?
Order and method. That is the way to solve the problem. must act on thought and fact, not on... I cannot see the logic in this. Perhaps a second look at the evidence in front of me.
Oh, here and there.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
It was trying to make it obvious to me by making them pulse, I think. A key is discreet enough to hide almost anywhere, even inside a book. Hidden inside a Shakespeare book.
Certainly, officer.
The house contains a great deal of literature. Are you all keen readers?
Madame is the one with the refined taste. Angeline and I are much more partial to a simple love story.
Aren't we all? Romeo and Juliet, the most famous of love stories.
Once again, Romeo and Juliet is not a love story. For goodness sake, it's a fucking tragedy.
I do enjoy it so. The passion, the romance. It gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. Madame has a copy upstairs in the main hall.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
My stash almost fell off. I mean, it's not attached very well. This is... book. There we go. One of the greatest love stories ever written. No, it's not. I'm glad to see Shakespeare's words are being enjoyed. And here's the key. Isn't the lady of the house going to get awfully mad at me for effectively stealing the spare key?
Finally, it is unlocked.
What exactly do you think you are doing?
That's what I said.
If I am to serve justice, I must be able to reach and talk with young Fleurette.
The girl is guilty and shall pay the price for her crime. I shall see to that. If you wish to listen to her feeble attempts to explain herself, so be it.
Everyone deserves to tell their side of the story, whether a feeble account or not.
At last, I am able to speak with the accused and hear her version of events. I still have a number of questions. Perhaps she may hold the answers.
Mademoiselle Fleurette, I presume.
Please, officer. I did nothing wrong. You can't take me away.
Please relax, my dear. If you have done nothing wrong, you have nothing to worry about. But it is my duty to investigate all avenues. Ah bon?
Relax. So you don't think I took the bracelet?
As of this moment, I cannot say. But answering my questions honestly will certainly help your case either way.
You are the accused. Why don't you begin by giving me your account of this morning?
I didn't even know it was missing till I got accused of taking it. Madame was so angry. She wouldn't listen to me.
There must be some reasoning behind her accusation.
How could I have taken it? I've been in town most of the morning. I was even late coming back. Then I was preparing breakfast.
So much to do. What exactly were you tasked with this morning?
Rihanna the cook is away, so I had to fetch breakfast for the house and prepare it all myself. How does she expect me to do that all on my own?
From what I understand of Madame van den Bosch, she would not have been best pleased you returned late for breakfast.
Not best pleased? I thought she was going to batter me to death with a baguette. I hid in the kitchen and then tried to stay out of sight in the lounge until breakfast was over. Didn't want to put my head near her jaws while she was still hungry.
Battered to death with a baguette, huh?
Perhaps a brave move under the circumstances. And you did not go upstairs at all.
Madame was singeing a hole in the back of my apron with her glare. I daren't have moved. I was too scared to blink the wrong way. Never mind stamping upstairs.
In this morning's rain, I assume you would have hurried your duties.
I must just be slow, monsieur. My mother always said I move like the snail. Maybe I was just happy to be out of the house.
I struggle to believe you would risk catching a cold in such conditions for a little fresh air.
Now I am being accused of avoiding my duties? Mais enfin!
I mean, I would try to avoid...
Merci. I shall take everything you have told me into consideration.
Now that I have finally met young Florette, I should work to ascertain her innocence or guilt. Right. What is there to look at around here? Oh, a letter. I do not always agree with the telephone companies and their charges, but ignoring the bills will not make them disappear. Dear Madame, despite our best efforts to contact you regarding your account, we have not received any response from the previous correspondence. With that in mind, you are being served a formal notice of 30 days from today to make a full payment on the outstanding balance, or we will be forced to revoke your service. If you would like to discuss the matter or have any further questions, please contact us immediately. Regards, Mr. Beaumont, Bell Telephone Company. So that's why the telephone isn't working, huh? Selection of pastries. Ooh.
Huh.
I could spend my morning in front of Mrs. Hubert's boulangerie taking in the smell.
Huh.
A wrapped parcel completely soaked through. I hope it has not ruined the contents. Are the jewels missing or being sold to pay off bills? Or because the bracelet was recently insured. I'm thinking insurance fraud.
Huh.
The initials EP suggest that this is Elizabeth's. A nasty black soot smudge is apparent. Why would such a delicate item be used on such a stubborn stain? That's the soot from the fireplace upstairs again, isn't it? A slip for collecting a garment from Guson's & Co. tailors in town. Dated today. Customer E. Paget. Please bring this receipt with you when you come to collect your garments. The requested alterations of 1 mended sleeve, torn shoulder, 1 replaced button, middle breast, 1 inline tear, right breast pocket, will be completed by end of day Monday. Available for collection Tuesday. Goosens & Co., tailors and alteration specialist.
Oh,
I wonder who the wine connoisseur of the house is. A vintage like this would fetch quite a price. To receive such a note of devotion and love must be a delight. Signed from Luke. To whom is his love, I wonder? I wonder. It couldn't possibly be Elizabeth, could it? My love, it is an obligation that has taken me away from you, but it is my heart that will keep us together. My aunt is in much better health. Rest and some company has done her wonders. I hope to return to you and my duties at the house in a matter of days. Until then, keep well and know that you are always in my thoughts, now and forever, Luke. Poker stand. It's missing a poker. A poker stand without a fire poker is rather useless in my opinion. Where could it be? Upstairs. A stray fire poker shouldn't be too hard to find. Come, my little grey cells, let us get to the bottom of this mystery. I'm actually surprised if the stray poker from down here is upstairs. You'd have thought there'd be a poker with each fireplace, and you wouldn't need to move it between upstairs and down. Okay, let's use the little grey cells then. This isn't the segment with that, but apparently I do have a connection I can make over here. Okay, which is probably between the final demand and where's the non-working telephone? There it is.
some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
I am not surprised the telephone does not work. One cannot just ignore financial responsibilities. Okay. So this abandoned poker with maybe not the abandoned poker. The soot with the handkerchief.
I must take a different
No.
approach if I...
The soot with the
Come,
rag.
my little grey
No.
cells. We must...
Actually, maybe the handkerchief with the abandoned poker.
I must act
Nope.
on thought and fact, not on...
Apparently the cleaning rag and the handkerchief.
Magnifique.
Perhaps the handkerchief was used to clean up what the rag did not. Talk to Elizabeth. Two connections I can make over here. Alright, so now here's where I go poker stand, abandoned poker.
Another success. I never doubted myself.
It seems Angeline may have been the last one to use this. Poker was moved. It's another connection I can make. Dress to be purchased, no house address or stamp. Formal suit. Amended male suit is inside. A great deal of effort has been put into restoring it. Perhaps it has sentimental value. Oh, okay, so I guess we could collection slip to this address label.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
It seems someone collected this by hand. Who, I wonder? I must have been Floette that did that, because she's the one who got caught in the rain. Floette was dawdling, except she wasn't dawdling, she was collecting a thing.
Another success. I never doubted myself.
Elizabeth must have requested Floette's assistance this morning, causing her to run late. I doubt Madame was happy about this. Talk to Elizabeth and Florette. Okay. So it's Florette, and then we'll need to talk to Elizabeth about a couple of things afterwards.
Anything to show you I didn't do it. And Madame, I need this job, monsieur.
Was it you who collected the parcel this morning while in town?
Yes. Another thing on my to-do list. I'm afraid it's not in the same condition as when I picked it up.
At whose request?
It was a favor for Lizzie. I didn't mind having to get it.
Merci. I shall take everything you have told me into consideration.
Right, back outside to talk to Elizabeth then.
Certainly, officer.
Can you tell me about the package in the lounge?
The lounge? A package?
Oui, it is quite hard to miss.
Oh, how silly of me. I must have had my head in the clouds this morning. I'm sorry, I can't help you further.
Suspicious. Just a second. I was so sure I was going to sneeze, but apparently I wasn't. Besides the obvious, was there anything unusual about this morning?
Besides the terrible rain? No. I woke, began my duties with Mademoiselle. I had already laid out a clean dress. I helped her into it, and prepared her for the day before getting started on tidying her room as neat as a pin.
And the bracelet was still there when you left the room for breakfast?
I'm sure of it. I had it down before Mademoiselle Angeline.
Before her, huh? You don't by chance happen to be missing an initialed handkerchief?
Why, yes, officer! I misplaced it after wiping a stain from Mademoiselle Angeline's sleeve at breakfast. You are a great detective.
So the stain came from Angeline's sleeve, did it?
You are not the first to say. Had she not noticed it herself, I imagine Madame would not allow even the smallest imperfection.
It baffles me how she couldn't have. It was only luck that I spotted it before Madame, and a good thing I did.
Does Madame Van den Bosch have a habit of making such quick assumptions?
Madame is under a great deal of strain. It can't have been easy for her to lose her husband, raising Mademoiselle alone. She can be quick to anger.
And this morning, it sounds as though it was such an occasion.
It's not the first time I have had to stand and watch such treatment. I hate to see it. As I said, Madame hasn't had the easiest time.
You said it was not the first time Madame Van den Bosch has lost her temper with Florette.
Madame's scolding of Florette this morning was the worst I have seen her temper. I wish you could see that Florette is just trying to do her best.
Could there have been another reason for such a reaction?
Madame was not happy Florette was late. All through breakfast, Madame was watching her with a piercing eye. She's still learning the way.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
Mademoiselle Elizabeth was reluctant to acknowledge the parcel that caused young Florette to be so late. Could there be something behind her avoidance of the subject? If there is a reason, I must establish what it is. Well, given that according to the map it contained a men's suit. Yeah. The note from Luke and the bench carving, I think.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
The carving acts as a subtle and private reminder for them both. Elizabeth and Luke are courting, and therefore the suit.
Order and method.
No.
That is the way to solve the problem.
We've got something else we need to do first. Oh, the gold band and that.
What a revelation!
Perhaps the relationship is more serious than I first deduced. I wonder what Madame would say. So Elizabeth and Luke are betrothed. So now we can access to the suit.
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
I find the thought of such a plan cloaked in secrecy rather romantic. But her secrecy continues to perturb me. Mademoiselle Elizabeth was planning to elope with her beloved Luke. But why would she hide such a joyous occasion? I recall her saying Madame van den Bosch does not look fondly on staff relationships. But I cannot help but think there is something else.
Certainly, officer.
You seemed rather excited earlier at the mention of Romeo and Juliet.
How could I not be? I may not enjoy his other works, but how can one not be blown away by a story of two so deeply in love that they will risk everything just to be together?
Especially being able to draw similarities between Verona's star-crossed lovers to yourself and your dearest.
I feel like there is a huge difference between Romeo and Juliet and these two, but you know.
But I hadn't told.
Mademoiselle, I am an officer of the law. It is my duty to uncover the truth.
Please, you cannot say anything to Madame. She is against staff relationships of any kind. In her eyes, a relationship between staff is nothing more than a distraction.
But he means so much more to you.
Oh, officer, I have found my soulmate. At first, it was nothing more than pleasantries around the grounds, but that quickly changed. I know it's not proper for a young lady to pursue a gentleman, but once I knew his feelings reciprocated my own, why shouldn't I have followed my heart?
Love transcends professional and societal rules.
The mere thought of him was enough to make me blush, but I knew that Madame would never give her blessing. If we wanted to continue, we would have to do so in secret. The summer evenings here are just so beautiful. I often find myself walking around the grounds after my daily duties are complete. And it was one such evening that Luke was waiting for me at the gazebo. He looked ever so handsome. And the poem he had prepared. He had barely started reading and I was already a blubbering mess.
Aww.
Standing there beneath the warm glow of the falling sun, he asked for my hand, and I gave him my heart with no hesitation. Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I've been chattering on for so long. You have much more pressing matters than to listen to me rambling aimlessly.
One should never apologize for such a charming and bewitching story of love. But you are correct. While the culprit still eludes us, my work is not yet complete.
The love Mademoiselle Elizabeth and Luke share is obvious, and yet she remains respectful of Madame's ruling, no matter the ridiculous nature of it. I cannot see her defying her code and stealing the bracelet. The investigation continues.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
Yeah, sounds like you had a good D&D session. My World of Darkness role-playing session yesterday, my character almost died. It was rather close. Right, what are we connecting here? Removed soot stain. Oh. Removed soot stain this fallen soot.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
The bracelet is in the chimney. Or the fireplace. That's where it is. She must have used the cleaning rag to reach into the chimney, keeping her hands soot-free. Inspect the chimney. Yep. I'm gonna find a bracelet in that chimney. Lots of pastries. That would be so nice. Already dealt with these in a different thing. Can I connect that to that?
I must take a different approach if I am to
This?
Is there
No.
something I am not seeing?
There's something I'm not seeing. Maybe this to that?
Come, my little grey cells.
Of here.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
As she was constantly busy and under the watchful eye of Madame, Fleurette lacked an opportunity to take the bracelet. Why would Madame accuse her? Anyway, let's go find that bracelet.
Aha.
Now is the time to confirm my suspicions.
What are you doing there? I wouldn't get too close. Soot is forever spitting onto the floor.
Merci for the warning, mademoiselle.
I must find a way to distract Mademoiselle Angeline if I am to confirm my theory. Find a way to distract her. Right.
The longer you're here, the further the criminal goes with my bracelet. But by all means, fire away.
Would you say your mama is happy with young Florette's work?
Maman is never happy with anything these days. Also, Florette does have a habit of not doing things exactly how Maman wants them done.
And how does she react when she sees Florette not doing things the correct way?
Maman has the temperament of a kicked cat. Florette has often been on the wrong side of it.
That is how she responded today?
She was shouting at her, and when Florette would not admit she took the bracelet, Maman really lost her temper. I have not seen her that angry before.
You have been of great help to my investigation, mademoiselle. I will do everything I can to find the culprit and return your bracelet.
Okay, we've got some form of a connection we can make here. Probably related to this. Cassandra became aggressive. Is it the first instance, I wonder? Okay, that connects into there, clearly.
Magnifique.
All signs are pointing to Florette being treated rather harshly by Madame. Would Madame escalate such mistreatment? Right. We need some way to... Do we have anything we can speak to Madame about? Doesn't look like it.
Really, officer?
Merci,
Yeah.
madame. You have...
Yep, wrong one, that one. Inspect the chimney. Okay, maybe the thing I need to do to distract her is probably up there, isn't it?
Oh.
Yep, that's the same.
Hmm. Ah.
No, I'm not getting anything different from...
What are you doing there?
Merci for the warning.
Find a way to distract Mademoiselle Angeline. Oh, something over here.
Hmm.
Something has obviously resided here for some time, and only moved recently. I believe I have found everything here that can help me uncover the truth. Perhaps I must consider what exactly these clues mean. But I do have something else to talk to Angeline about.
The longer you're here, the further the criminal...
Besides the bracelet, have you noticed anything else missing?
Is one bracelet not enough?
Please, mademoiselle, I only ask that you are sure. It is my duty to return your bracelet.
I have checked everywhere. You can ask Elizabeth if you don't believe me. It is only my bracelet that is missing.
As I have stated, it is my duty to speak with every member of the house, and I would not want to have discovered a further missing piece later. You have been of great help to my investigation, mademoiselle. I will do everything I can to find the culprit and return your bracelet.
One bracelet isn't enough. Talk to Angelina and... Okay, and Elizabeth. Elizabeth as well. All the way back out again, let's go. Actually, wait, we haven't looked at whatever this is. Various art pieces have been packed and addressed to the auction house. I assume Madame did this. So that's probably where that painting is. Yeah, this house is running out of money to continue how they're currently going, isn't it? And that's the problem.
Certainly, officer.
Did you notice anything else missing when you returned?
Now I think of it, I don't recall seeing her memento tin.
Memento tin. That's what the bracelet's in and up in the chimney then. Memento tin. Could this have been what usually resides on the desk in Mademoiselle's bedroom?
She holds her keepsakes from her father and other gifts or tokens in it. She has such a wonderful collection. She's very lucky. She normally keeps it close, but I didn't see it this morning.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
Auction crates are missing painting.
What a revelation.
Madame is selling a great deal of her collection. Perhaps there's more to this than just redecorating. So I think we need to go from selling heirlooms to... Ooh, financial responsibilities ignored.
Magnifique.
Oh, they're so broke. Living beyond their means, I believe the term is. The family must be in a far worse position than I thought. I wonder if such desperation led to drastic actions. Like attempted insurance fraud. Cassandra is desperate for money. What if we connect this to the valuables are insured?
Another success. I never doubted myself.
It cannot be a coincidence that what is not being sold has been recently insured. There's more to Madame Van der Bosch's accusation of Florette than it seems. A young maid would make for the perfect scapegoat. And with such coincidental timing insuring the bracelet, there are still questions to be asked. Mind map the game. Little bit.
Really, officer, you are wasting both your time and mine.
Questions with this are going to indicate that a dialogue challenge is available for this character. Choose the question mark to begin. Okay.
If you have something to ask, officer, I suggest you stop wasting my time further and just get on with it.
I have already seen and heard how hot-tempered Madame van der Bosch can be. I should approach this with some sensitivity. Understanding. My apologies, Madame. I was merely thinking about what Florette has done to your family. Or direct. Pardon, I am just considering all avenues. There is much for me to contemplate. Okay. You know what? I kind of want to be direct. Let's go.
I have already told you everything you need to know. What else is there for you to contemplate?
I am grateful for your vigilance, but it is time for the proper authorities to decide her fate.
I doubted your abilities, but perhaps they are not as inadequate as I thought.
It must be difficult raising Mademoiselle Angeline and running the house alone.
It is challenging at times, I will admit. But I can assure you the Van den Bosch name is as strong and prevalent as it has always been. Officer, you have wasted enough of my time.
Don't worry, if you fail a challenge, you can try again. Try asking questions she would like to hear. Okay,
My intention was not
fine.
to anger you, madame. I was merely commenting on an observation.
Alright, let's try this one again
I
then.
have something to ask.
Right, so we'll go with this. My apologies, Madame. I was merely thinking about what Florette has done to your family.
And this is how she repays me? I will not be happy until I see her sufficiently punished.
And let's go with this one again.
I doubted your abilities.
No.
But perhaps they are not as inadequate as I thought.
And then this
It
one?
is challenging at times, I will admit. But I can assure you the Van den Bosch name is as strong and prevalent as it has always been. I have tried my best to
There we
provide
go.
for Angeline, although sometimes she may not see it that way. She is not to know about what we have discussed. It is my burden to carry.
You are accepting the hand you have been dealt and raising a fine young mademoiselle. That is all that can be asked of you.
I don't know about fine young mademoiselle, though.
And you have done nothing but bother my staff and my family. I cannot stand here any longer and listen to this second-rate officer speaking such drivel.
Oh, she stormed out. Madame van den Bosch offers me the smallest slither of emotion, showing how she cares for her daughter before she makes haste for the door. Is it out of embarrassment, or perhaps there is something she is still trying to hide? I wonder if Mademoiselle Angeline noticed Madame's abrupt departure. Break down Cassandra's defenses. Nice. Perhaps this will get the Mademoiselle out of her room so that I can stick my hand up the chimney without being disturbed. Oh, she's looking away now. Da 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 da. I suppose this is one such occasion where I must literally get my hands dirty. Can we arrest her for disrespecting the police? Probably not. And here is the bracelet. It was carefully concealed inside a rectangular metal tin. Well, Theft fits Cassandra's insurance scam. Cassandra Clues Flower.
This will not
Nope.
get me any closer to my goal. I cannot see the logic in this. Is there something I am not seeing?
Oh, we're going over here. She had no opportunity. There we go.
Pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
But I want to. Well, I think we're going to get her arrested for insurance fraud instead. Would Madame seize the opportunity in an attempt to improve and continue to hide her financial woes? Floret was scapegoated, yes. So that's up to there?
Order and
No.
method. That is the way to solve the problem.
Oh, maybe this one. She's mistreated and therefore.
Things are
There we go.
beginning to become clearer.
Her incarceration appears to be the latest in a series of abuses by Madame. I have no doubt in young Floret's innocence. What I do doubt is the behavior of Madame Van den Bosch. If what we have heard is true, her treatment toward Floret is disgraceful. Talk to Floret. We've got something to do here. Memento into... No. Angeline stashed her keepsakes in the chimney. Oh, maybe Angeline hid her stuff so that her mother couldn't sell it.
I must act on thought and fact, not on impulse. I cannot see the logic in this. Perhaps a second look at the evidence in front of me. This will not get me any closer to my goal.
Okay, here and there.
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
To stage a burglary and let it go so far is totally unacceptable. I cannot believe I allowed Mademoiselle Angeline to deceive me for so long, hiding the bracelet inside the chimney and staging a burglary. All part of her calculated and devious plan. I should bring this investigation to an end. Enough of my time has already been wasted, but I will not be satisfied until I know why. Talk to Elizabeth. Okay. Burning down the house. I mean, is the house insured? They would only work for the insurance fraud if the house was insured. Well, I would assume it would be. They usually are. Oh, there's some books to look at over there. I'm gonna look at them while I think about it. Some of the greatest authors and novels throughout history. Okay.
Anything to show you I didn't do it. And Madame, I need this job, monsieur.
This is not the first time Madame Van den Bosch has taken out her anger on you, is it?
She never used to be such a witch. When the Viscount was alive, she was much nicer. He was the head of the house, he gave the orders, and he treated us right. I would have gone long ago, monsieur, but my family can't afford for me to be picky about my employment.
I was not aware you were supporting your family, and at such a young age.
Papa lost his job at the factory just before he left for good, so Mama had to work even more. I was old enough, so I went to work. When I joined the Van den Bosch house, the Viscount was very kind. I didn't think he would care, but he wanted to help. He gave me some extra in my first pay pack, enough to keep the landlord from kicking Mama out at least. No one had ever been that nice before. I didn't know what to say, but all he wanted me to do was work hard for her.
Sounds like he was a good employer.
He even let me to go home and visit Mama and my brothers at Christmas, with a food parcel from the kitchen. Mama said she had never seen so much food. It's always been hard for her. Even before he left for good, Papa wasn't around much, and even when he was, we both wished he wasn't. My brothers were too young to remember what he was like, I hope. When I walked in Mama's house, everything seemed so much smaller. I must have got too used to the size of this house. I swear, you could fit our house in just this lounge. We didn't have much, but we didn't want for much. It was simple and it was home.
I mean, this house is quite large.
The valuables in the house do not determine the love it shares.
Someone should tell Madame that. Not that she'd listen anyways.
I will uncover the truth of what happened today, mademoiselle. That, I promise you.
The Viscount's kind nature shines through again. His treatment of the staff is quite a contrast from that of the madames. Yeah, a true mansion indeed.
I shall take everything you have told me into consideration.
Right, we needed to talk to Elizabeth, I believe.
Certainly, officer.
I am ready to address the house. I believe it is time the truth behind the missing bracelet was revealed.
You have found the culprit and the bracelet.
Yep.
Everything will be revealed in good time. Would you be so kind as to gather everyone in the lounge?
Ah, yes, we must gather everyone in the lounge for the denouement.
Of course.
Merci, Mademoiselle Elizabeth, for gathering everyone. Will Madame Van den Bosch be joining us shortly?
She stormed past me not long ago, and I have not seen her return.
Very well. Under usual circumstances, I would wait. But I think we have spent enough time on this matter, n'est-ce pas? We shall have to proceed without her. This morning started like any other, my usual ordinary patrol, until I was approached by Mademoiselle Elizabeth about a suspected burglary and a missing bracelet.
A crime I've been falsely blamed for.
That I shall come to. I began my investigation outside, but it was not long before I realized there were no signs of an intruder, so I turned my focus to those in the house. You. Florette, your time here at the house has not always been the easiest for you, shall we say?
I'll say Elizabeth's apron, I rather like it. It's got like a flower design.
I do what Madame tells me.
And to the highest standard, I presume.
Madame's standards are very high. I do my best.
And you would at least expect fair treatment for the work, not to be spoken to in such a cruel and vicious way.
Monsieur?
I refer to how poorly Madame Van den Bosch treats you. You are at her beck and call, and she does nothing but belittle you.
That is Maman you're talking about. Just wait until...
It is nothing but the truth I speak, mademoiselle. All the while, mademoiselle stands by and does not even notice such cruelty. That must have angered you. Perhaps you thought it was time they deserved some retribution.
Stop trying to put words in her mouth.
I am merely giving her a voice, one that has been silenced for so long.
Maybe I do think she deserves it. She's had the world handed to her on a plate, and the likes of me get nothing.
A motive begins to rear its head.
You're just trying to get me to admit to something. Well, I've done nothing.
Allow me to finish. I am sure you will want to hear what follows. Let us return to this morning.
As well as fetching breakfast for the house, you took another task on, which ended up delaying you further.
I was only trying to help Lizzie.
You must have known how Madame would have reacted to your late return, especially with her prior treatment of you.
She's angry at whatever I do.
But nonetheless, you were willing to help a colleague, a friend, knowing what the repercussions could be. And that show of loyalty to your friend has been the thing that proved your innocence.
Monsieur?
Because of such willingness to help, you were delayed in town, meaning you had no viable way of taking the bracelet from Mademoiselle Angeline's room. There was simply no opportunity.
I told you! Maybe now Madame will believe me.
It is evidence not even she can ignore. Which then leads us to Mademoiselle Elizabeth. Mademoiselle Elizabeth, you have been with the Van den Bosch family for quite some time now, correct?
That is correct.
You have grown close with both ladies of the house and your fellow members of the house staff, would you say?
Of course. And I certainly hope they feel the same.
But are there still certain private matters they are not aware of?
Officer, please.
Elizabeth, what is he talking about?
I am referring to the lengths Mademoiselle Elizabeth has gone to remain in your maman's employment.
It is Madame's house. She can enforce whatever rules she chooses.
Even if they are going against the very nature and cornerstone of man, to love.
I still do not understand.
Perhaps that is best for everyone. It is neither my place nor my want to make this situation any more awkward than it needs to be.
Oh, thank you.
Besides, it was not that story that cleared Mademoiselle Elizabeth's name. Rather, Florette's.
Florette's? But she was not here for most of the morning.
But when she was,
Exactly.
more precisely while preparing the table in the lounge, she noted that, against regularity, you arrived alone for breakfast, without Mademoiselle Angeline by your side.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
It means that I found myself with two suspects with potential motives. But with a lack of opportunity, I was left with only one. Mademoiselle Angeline.
You can't believe I would hide my own bracelet.
Yes I can! Let's go. It is the only explanation that remains, but perhaps Florette would be more satisfied hearing the truth from you.
I have nothing to say.
You acted out of fear. It is nothing we have not all done before.
How dare you speak to me like that? You have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know, it seems rather that, that you were worried about your stuff going missing. Well, not going missing, but... Perhaps I don't, but your Madame does. She is someone you could confide in.
You can't actually believe I would hide my own jewelry.
If you didn't, explain to me how your memento tin with the bracelet inside came to be lodged inside the chimney of your bedroom fireplace.
You have no proof I put it there.
Actually, though.
Besides you being the only one in the room alone, even after finding the bracelet, I still did not know why you had done it. Until I contemplated why Madame was selling so many heirlooms and art.
You had no right to snoop through our house in the first place.
I was invited in here to look at things.
When it is part of my investigation, I have every right, mademoiselle. The unpaid bills and final notice from the telephone company.
Maman can do what she wants with her art. That means nothing.
But when there was no more art to sell, what then? You could not risk her taking your father's bracelet and selling it. So, you staged a burglary pretending it had been taken, preventing her from selling it. Then you stood back as the innocent Florette paid the price.
She didn't think about me at all. She was going to take my bracelet and sell it off. It would have just ended up on some old wrinkly wrist. I didn't think Maman would blame her. I didn't think she would do anything.
But she did. And somehow that evidently didn't cross your mind. When Madame returns, you shall have it all to explain.
Maman can't know what I have done. She will be furious.
Well, maybe that's something you should have thought about.
But Mademoiselle Florette will be proved innocent. And that is what is important. No crime has been committed, so I see no reason why this should continue any longer. It is time you considered the consequences of your actions.
Yes, consequences.
And now, you must face them head on.
Because it sounds like Mama has maybe been listening from the other side of the door.
Maman, you're home.
Don't you know your actions have consequences? Indeed.
Of course I am. And I've brought someone that will bring some order to this chaos.
I see, she went and got a higher-up officer. Major Felix Hagen. He may hold the rank of Major in the British Army, but I question his authority here at all. In police matters, I am the authority. This is my investigation, and I will not have Madame dictating the results any longer.
Major, I can assure you, I have this situation under control.
From what I have heard, you are far from it.
The missing bracelet has been found, and the guilty party has been identified.
I am well aware that the maid-servant was behind it all. And yet I see her standing as free and innocent as you and me.
Because it's not her fault.
I am sure Madame Vandenbosch has informed you of her suspicions, but I'm afraid it was merely speculation.
Excuse me?
After conducting a full investigation, the evidence and facts led me to deduce...
Madame Florette could not have taken it, as she was in town most of this morning, including the time the bracelet was taken.
I certainly hope you are not accusing my daughter of
I said nothing at all about your daughter, madame.
I'm sorry, Maman. He's right. Florette is innocent. I just wanted to show you.
Shh, girl. I will not have you guilted into taking the blame for that sticky-fingered girl.
Madame Van den Bosch refuses to acknowledge even a fraction of what has really taken place. I shall not let this continue any longer. Any guilt your daughter feels should be only from her actions today.
Officer Poirot, a word. Madame Van den Bosch was forced to make her way to inform me, alone, I might add, of the goings-on at the house today.
Forced. Only because things weren't going her way.
Major, with all due respect, she was impeding the investigation.
This may be how some officers act in the city, but here we show respect to our citizens. You are an officer of the law and should act as such.
I feel like respect goes both ways. Equally, I am an officer of the law and she should respect that.
Insubordination like this will not be tolerated.
Insubordination my ass. Wait, that is insubordination.
As the ranking officer, I have conducted my investigation and...
Ranking officer? Ha! You are an auxiliary officer. You have little authority over anyone, let alone a major. You would be wise to remember who is close friends with your commanding officer. After what I have heard of your past in the city, I'm sure he would look upon today's events as another failure at the hands of Officer Poirot.
This guy's an asshole. As absurd as this has become, I must select my battles more tactfully. I can only hope the captain at the station will see things with some sense.
Oui, Major.
Now I suggest you do your duty and escort the maidservant to the station where she can be formally charged and a sufficient punishment handed out.
A sufficient punishment would be finding her a new job that doesn't involve someone who clearly hates her.
Right away. I'm sorry, mademoiselle. This is not the outcome I expected.
Maman was right. We'll always pay the price for the upper class's actions.
We will do everything we can to clear your name.
What can you do now? Madame said I'm guilty of a crime and I'll be punished. That's that.
That's very unfair.
A crime that was never committed. Once the truth is explained, this wrong shall be set right.
Angeline did not intend for you to be arrested. Surely you know her better than that.
I should have known better than to expect anything else. Justice and fairness don't reach the likes of me.
This young lady has already faced so much mistreatment at the hands of Madame Van den Bosch. I shall not allow her punishment to continue.
What you saw today was not justice. In the eyes of the law, you are innocent and have been harshly treated and wrongly accused. No one will be going to jail.
But that doesn't help my employment, does it?
That I cannot save. But your freedom, I shall make sure of that.
I feel like an imposter dressed in police clothing. I was brought here today as a representative of the law, and any shred of authority I had was dashed at the hands of the Major. I refuse to allow justice to waver and for it to become nothing more than a hand for those that wish to play it, as and when they choose. This is not the first time that I have seen the law bent to fit one's purpose, but it will certainly be the last time I fail to stop it. I guess we're finding out why Poirot stopped being a policeman then.
Detective Poirot, I trust this finds you well. It has been many years since our paths last crossed, and while I'm sure your recollection of the events may differ from mine, I hope that receiving this letter has not rekindled a sense of animosity toward myself or the Van der Bosch name. The impression you made is something that has stayed with me since that day. It compelled me to reconsider the spoilt young lady I would have inevitably become and helped shape me into the woman I wished to be. You made me see the childish and selfish girl in me that did not consider the consequences of her actions or how they may affect others. Although Maman may see the events of that day differently, I believe the compassion you showed for our mate Florette, as well as the drive to uncover the truth and accept no alternative, was a testament to your character and professionalism. Although I wish it were under different circumstances, your assistance is once again required, and I hope you will consider this as my formal request for your service. This forthcoming weekend was due to be one full of joy and happiness at the announcement of my engagement to Gideon Demir, whom I love dearly, bringing together two illustrious families, but it has been shadowed by deceit, extortion, and blackmail.
Ooh.
The Van der Bosch name is being held to ransom by a mysterious party, and I am afraid I do not know who I can and cannot trust. We are holding a small gathering to celebrate our exciting news with what Maman calls the dignified elite, those that are well respected and held in high regard in both our close inner circle and society. Our private matters have always remained just that, so I fear one of those invited may be the person who is out to ruin our name, but for reasons I cannot fathom. I have enclosed a first-class rail ticket for you to join us for the announcement, and having contacted your superiors and the correct authorities to request your assistance, which they were more than happy to grant me, I shall expect your arrival with great anticipation. There shall be a carriage waiting for you at the station to bring you directly to Mnemosyne House. I thank you in advance in our time of crisis. Yours respectfully, Angeline van der Bosch.
Well, we have had a time skip. It's snowing, huh? Looks about as cold here as it is actually outside. There's just more snow in the game. I have finally arrived. My priority is to get out of this bitter cold before I freeze completely. I must not get distracted by the celebrations. I was brought here to uncover the identity of Mademoiselle Angeline's blackmailer, and that is exactly what I shall do. Open the window for added realism. No, not a chance. Orders to investigate. Letter requesting my help. Why, how, when, where? Is there anything for me to look at around here? Oh, that's cool. I like that you can see where you came from through the snow. That and the sound design, which was also really great in the first one. I could draw in the snow. Let's make an arrow. Okay. A moment longer in this weather and my fingers would have been too cold to even knock the door.
Bonjour, my name is Hercule Poirot. I am here at the invitation of Mademoiselle Angeline.
Ah, Detective Poirot. We have been expecting you. Please come in from this frightful cold.
He sounds Scottish.
Merci. I don't think I would have lasted much longer out here before turning into an icicle.
Welcome. I am Archibald Sterling, the head butler. Please accept my apologies. I have a rather pressing matter, but I will see that you are attended to immediately.
Do not trouble yourself on my behalf. I am sure I am more than capable of finding my room. I shall straighten myself up and be ready to join the party.
There is no rush, Detective. Dinner will not be served for some time. So please, make yourself comfortable.
Yeah, the jail warden voice. I mean, I think the only person I need to do voices for is Poirot in this one.
Once you have settled in, I am sure that Miss Angeline will be happy to see you. She has been eager for your arrival. She's not been herself recently. You will be staying on the first floor. I believe your room is one of the two on the west side of the house.
One of the two. Surely, Mr. Butler, you would know exactly which one and be able to tell me.
Merci. I am sure we shall speak again soon.
Vacate my room. It is time to make myself comfortable. I should begin with finding my room and straightening myself up before the party begins. First floor, west wing. Ooh, there's some things to look at. Tonight's arrivals have written a small signed message. The male guests are based in the east wing. But I'm not.
Bonjour. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Detective Hercule Poirot.
Detective, I hope you're not here for me.
Well, I might be.
Not that I am aware of. Should I be?
Ha! Ha ha! Not often you meet a detective with a sense of humor. I'm Zakaria Demir, but you can call me Zach.
Alright, Zach. Judging by the smell of alcohol, I would say he has begun the celebrations already. And he's likely to be this friendly with everyone. Have you had a chance to congratulate? Yeah. Have you had a chance to congratulate the happy couple?
If I had seen them, maybe I would have. It is meant to be their celebration, but they're always off, dealing with something or other.
Something or other? A rather vague expression.
Let's just say they like to keep their cards close to their chest. For such a well-known family, I'm surprised they can keep anything hidden.
Would you care to elaborate on what Mademoiselle may be hiding?
I'd rather not. You're the detective, isn't that your job?
Très bien, Monsieur Demir.
Perhaps I should keep my occupation and reason for being here to myself. For now, at least. I fear it may derail my initial introductions. I understand the staff are busy, but I was hoping I could find someone to assist me.
You'll be lucky. I've been waiting for a refill for ages. I came out here to find someone myself.
Ah, I see. The preparations for this evening's dinner must have taken precedence.
I've seen that butler running around like a madman, but there is still no party to speak of. It's pretty clear they need to hire a few more hands.
I shall take up no more of your time. À bientôt.
Ooh, there's so many things to look at. I mean, I guess I can't go this way. I'm gonna poke at the stuff over here anyway. And this area does not pertain to my current investigations. Yeah, okay.
Huh.
Not somewhere to go right now. Understood. Ooh, a piano. The chance to play is very tempting, but I shall save myself the embarrassment. It is, after all, quite tempting to poke a piano. It looks quite valuable and delicate. I shall resist the temptation to inspect it any further. Ooh, fireplace. Warm.
Oh.
Let us warm. A roaring fire. I could stand and gaze into the flames for hours. You know, particularly when he was very, very, tired. Right? Well, not tired. Well, probably tired. Cold. An interesting looking piece of stationery. It appears rather delicate. What's in here? I presume this leads to the dining room. I'm sure there will be a grand reveal when all are present. I can hear bottles clanking and moving furniture. I presume this is the saloon. No, not saloon. Salon. The door is closed. Anyway, I guess I should go upstairs to go to my room. Although, how am I supposed to figure out which is east and which is west? When there's no compass anywhere. An auctioneer's receipt. I hope Madame Van den Bosch isn't finding it necessary to sell her belongings. Fortune and Garçon, Master Auctioneer and Valuer. Receipt for sale of 1 oil painting, 300. I assume F for francs. 1 times gold flaked frame, chipped, 100 francs. 1 times marble bust, 250 francs. Purchase total 650 francs. 1 handling fee, minus 50 francs. Payable total 600 francs. Made payable to C. Van den Bosch. A painting of a valley with a series of beautiful cliffs. The scenery is truly breathtaking. Alright, see you another time, Thomas. Hope the nosebleed gets better. A beautifully composed painting of 7 saints. Madame has quite an eye for striking artwork. Yep, that's a bunch of saints, alright. You can tell from the halo, he thinks. A painting of the sun rising over a town. Sadly, it appears to have some water damage. This is clearly a place I can't go yet. Or at all. This door does not seem fitting of a bedroom. Something far grander resides behind it. Yeah. I'm not gonna touch any of the potentially bedroomy doors. I'm guessing my room must be one of those 2 over there, since I was told it's one of the 2 on the west side, and like, this is only 1 room. And not even a room, actually, apparently. To northeast quarter. I don't have a need to venture to this part of the house just yet.
Huh.
The time and skill it takes to build such a wonderful piece, it is an art form. Grandfather clocks are quite pretty. Okay, things for the southeast quarter as well. So I guess I should go and... What's it gonna say if I try and go upstairs?
Huh.
I cannot see Madame allowing me to stay in the top floor. I am not sure I would want to either. Well, I wonder which of these rooms is mine. I can hear music from inside. This room must already have a resident. Perhaps others have arrived before me. Okay. Right. This one, by principles of elimination, must be my room. That is fancy. It's got a gramophone. Perfume bottles. A selection of perfume. Compliments of the family. Seems rather fitting for a female occupant. Did they leave me some cologne as well? I mean, we established from that book in the entrance that all of the guys are on the other side of the house. I assume I'm on this side because I was invited by the lady. Yeah, that's the same as for the last fire that I looked at. Changing screen. Ooh, let's look out the window. The fallen snow has laid a beautiful white blanket over the countryside that surrounds the house. Thing I can do with the stuff on. Whoop. Changing screen then. Understandable, to hide a woman's modesty while changing. Have we got stuff? Yeah, we've got some links to make. Let's go. Okay, locked dining room door, locked window, audible music. Welcome bug. The male guests are based in the East Wing. This is the area. Okay, you know what? I'm going to select that West Wing thing with the fact that the male guests appear to be based in the East Wing. This one. Nope. Okay. Perfume bottles with that.
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the truth.
Okay, never mind then. The changing screen with the perfume bottles?
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
It appears as though I am staying in a very feminine room. Perhaps there has been some confusion. Room prepared for female guest. Can I connect that to the welcome book now?
I cannot see the logic in this. Perhaps a second look at the evidence in front of me.
Archibald is doing too much. Maybe that's of us?
This will not get me any closer to my...
Staff are very busy there's very few staff over here.
Order and method.
Nope.
That is the way to solve the problem.
Okay, now we have some shiny shinies. Locked. Connect the locked doors.
Revelation.
These must be the rooms for tonight's event. They must be locked for a good reason. saints. Talk to Angeline about them. Okay. Audible music. Welcome book. Family holds some secrets. There's very few staff. Room prepared for female guest. Archibald is doing too much. He's stressed. Staff are very busy. Perhaps there's been some confusion too. Archibald is stressed?
I must
No.
act on thought and fact, not on impulse. Come, my little grey cells.
That.
The pieces
There we
of
go.
the puzzle are finally coming together.
I doubt Madame's standards have dropped. The staff must be working hard to finalize preparations. Staff too busy to assist. Let's put that across to Archibald. It's doing too much.
I must take a
No.
different approach if I am to uncover the truth.
Maybe that to this.
Is there
No.
something?
This to that.
Come, my little grey cells. We must.
Okay, Archibald is stressed and there's very few staff.
Another success. I never doubted myself.
A butler would usually escort me to my room, but on this occasion I must find my own way. Archibald stressed due to lack of staff. Maybe I can connect this up to there.
Some would say a
There we
lucky
go.
guess. I would say a moment of genius.
Archibald is clearly flustered with his tasks. It appears he has sent me to the wrong room. Inspect the bedroom. What else is there to investigate? Ah, a pillow. A card is hidden under the pillow. It indicates Hugo would like Miss Conrad to speak with him ASAP. It appears Monsieur Sterling has given me the wrong room, and one that has been made up for a Jacqueline Conrad. No matter, I shall find ma chambre myself. I guess maybe I should go into a different zone of the house. Northeast, southeast? No?
Oh.
Oh, someone to talk to.
You must be Detective Poirot. Welcome. Allow me to introduce myself. Gideon Demir.
The fiancé to Mademoiselle Angeline. The pleasure is all mine.
Maybe he knows where I'm supposed to be sleeping.
Angeline spoke so highly of you. It sounds as though you are the man that can sort this terrible mess out.
I am, monsieur. You have my word.
The guests that are attending your announcement.
Mostly friends of the family. A couple of business associates of mine. Quite a mix from all walks of life.
With regards to the blackmailing, can they be trusted, or should they be considered suspects?
Angeline is struggling to trust anyone right now, but Madame Vandenbosch, as it is her house, thought it was best for us to have them all present.
And they will all be staying in the house.
Yes, it is a rather full house. All 6 guests will be staying on this floor. The family resides on the 2nd floor. as does Felix.
I will be sure to speak with them all. However, I will keep my identity and purpose for being here hidden, at least until I have made my initial introductions.
I'm afraid that ship may have already sailed. Once the Comtesse gets wind of something, a detective coming to the house, for example, you can bet everyone will know.
Oh dear. How has Mademoiselle Angeline been since receiving the letters?
She tries her best to keep everyone else happy, but I can see it is taking its toll.
Quite understandable. She is feeling the burden of the family that is not hers to carry.
Angeline has spoken with her mother. She has asked if there is anything that could be used against her, but she was just so dismissive.
Yeah, that sounds like the Madame.
And what are your thoughts on the matter?
I do not want to overstep my position, but if there is something that could damage not only the Vandenbosch name, but our future, Angeline deserves to know.
That is a very diplomatic answer.
You have met Madame. You know it is best to not get on her wrong side.
Yep. I have. Monsieur Gideon is wise to select his battles carefully where Madame is concerned. Second. I'm gonna go turn the lights on because it's getting dark in here. Just a second. Good. Let's see what I'm doing. Does she have a right side? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure the Madame does have a right side to get on. I could not help noticing an air of antipathy when mentioning the Major.
You are very observant, Detective. You would be wise to keep that perceptive nature while you're here.
I'm sure you are correct, but I'd like to return to your feelings towards the Major.
He has been a good friend to Madame Vandenbosch over the years, but that does not make him a good man, or suitable to involve himself in family affairs.
I'm assuming this is the same Major that's an asshole. Monsieur Gideon has not said anything negative against the Major, but it sounds as though he is questionable of the Major's intentions in the house.
Merci, monsieur. I shall leave you to prepare for tonight's celebrations.
Downstairs? Bon, Mademoiselle Angeline is here. The sooner I learn about the blackmail, the quicker she can return to celebrating her happy news. I am also eager to hear about Mademoiselle Elizabeth and what became of young Florette. The Vandenbosch family have held a place in my mind since our first meeting. I am most interested to see what has happened since then. Sorry, what has changed since then.
Mademoiselle Angeline, it is a pleasure to see you again.
Detective, how wonderful you are here. Your travel was not too arduous, I hope?
Watching from my carriage window, I saw the beautiful countryside and rolling hills. It was anything but taxing.
I'm truly thankful you could make it here at such late notice.
No thanks are required, mademoiselle. When one is requested personally, there is nothing more important.
It seems the staff have been almost run off their feet today. Is it always like this?
Gideon and I only wanted a small dinner to celebrate our engagement, but Maman was adamant on throwing this party. It may have been her idea, but it's the staff that have made it happen.
So she's that sort of person.
Their efforts do not go unnoticed, from me at least. They have been with us for so long. I do my best to make sure they are happy and content.
Yeah, it's like seriously, madame, there is nothing wrong with a small dinner to celebrate engagement. No one needs to throw a huge lavish party about it. Mademoiselle has made a remarkable transformation from selfish spoiled brat to the gracious young woman I see before me. Who is aware of the blackmail letters and their content?
Only Maman, Elizabeth, my beloved Gideon, and you, of course.
And what is your fiancé's opinion of the letters?
He thinks me foolish for paying the first one if there is no secret to reveal.
But you believe there may be a secret lurking, one that Maman is herself keeping hidden.
Wouldn't surprise me.
She tells me nothing. Even though I'm a grown woman on the verge of marriage, she still treats me like the child I once was.
Perhaps it is out of love that she protects you. It is in every mother's nature to protect their young from hurt.
The relationship between Madame and Mademoiselle is obviously far from perfect. She should treasure the times she was with Mademoiselle Angeline before she is wed and has flown the nest. Do you have any suspicions as to who may have sent the letters?
Not a single person. I don't know anyone that would stoop so low.
Yeah, given what we know of that Madame, get definitely control. I mean, there may be some love behind it as well. Like, as initial reasoning.
The guests that will be joining us tonight, they are ones you can trust.
I mean, one of them's definitely gonna be it, because, you know, that's how this goes.
I hope so, Detective. Before the letters arrived, I would not have thought twice about it.
They are all close friends of yours, I assume.
Friends and colleagues. Gideon has spoken positively about them. It would be a rather underhanded tactic to do such a thing to someone you are doing business with.
Mademoiselle seems naive to the nature of business. It can be ruthless and unapologetic. Perhaps I should not overlook them as suspects as quickly as Mademoiselle has. Tell me, what became of the young maidservant Florette?
Oh, Detective, I'm afraid I just don't know.
She was quite adamant at the police station that she would not be returning to the house, but I assumed she would at least collect her belongings.
Maman demanded that Elizabeth pack up everything she had and dispose of it.
As if the poor girl had not already lost enough. We hope that Elizabeth got Florette's stuff to her.
But I couldn't let that happen. Elizabeth and I took her belongings, what little there was of them,
Good.
to a friend of hers in the town that Elizabeth knew of. But not even she had heard from her.
Oh. Could Florette have returned to her family?
I wanted to contact her, but I had no address or telephone number.
Surely Madame must have had some information when she employed her.
You saw how Maman was. As soon as Florette was out of sight of the house, it was as though she had never been there at all. Elizabeth was most upset at the news Florette would not be returning.
And your mama's choice to ignore her accountability for the girl stopped you searching.
Please, Detective, you cannot make me feel any worse than I already do. If I could go back and live that day again, you must believe me, I would never have done it.
Mademoiselle Angeline has finally accepted responsibility and is remorseful for her actions that day and the consequences that followed. I am pleased to see a maturity in her, but that does not help young Florette, wherever she may be. There are certainly some beautiful pieces of art here.
Yes, Maman has quite a collection, although they are not all to my taste. Most, in fact.
The painting of the saints, in particular, It is quite exquisite. Is it connected to the house in some way?
The one in the hall? If you look above your bedroom door, you will see one of their names. I believe they were originally carved to watch over the occupants.
Oh, interesting.
Merci, mademoiselle. I shall find you if there is anything further I need.
So each of the bedroom doors will have a saint above it then, huh? Okay, what can we still connect here? Put the plaques above the doors. How many? 7 saints, right? We need to talk to that guy in the hall again.
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the... Order and method. That is the... This will not get me any...
There to there.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
7 prestigious saints. I should find these above 7 doors in the house. I wonder if this matches the number of expected guests. Seven saints. Wonder if this the number of expected guests. So maybe to them being on the first floor?
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
All the first floor rooms are accounted for. Perhaps the missing door is hidden elsewhere. Oh yeah, he said 6 guests are staying on the first floor. That was it. But the 7 saints. Perhaps the missing door is hidden elsewhere. Can we pull this all the way over here?
I must act on thought and fact.
Perhaps it's elsewhere. Welcome book?
Is there something I am not seeing?
We surely need to connect this to something. There's not a lot of things to connect it to at the moment. Secrets?
Magnifique.
Oh, it was connected to secrets. I fear Mademoiselle's secrets may not be the only one this house is hiding. House holds many secrets. Okay. Oh, no, wait, there was a thing. There was another map thing. Okay. Right, let's talk to this guy again.
Detective, it looks as though I might be out here all weekend. What can I do for you?
Would it not be easier to find the staff yourself instead of waiting for their return?
I'm a guest. I shouldn't have to go around chasing them.
Perhaps the party preparation is more of a priority.
It's not my fault they aren't ready. Why don't I wait here while you check in the butler's pantry in the east corridor? I think I saw a maid go in there earlier.
I shall take up no more of your time. À bientôt.
I'm not sure I should be wondering to, like, the butler. But actually, I should probably go see the butler, actually. Or someone who might be able to tell me where I'm supposed to be going. Ah, that's the butler's pantry. Oh, it's Elizabeth.
Hi.
The cook has obviously used them for quite some time, judging by their condition. Hey, Elizabeth.
Ah, Mademoiselle Elizabeth. What a pleasure to see you again.
Detective Poirot, I'm so glad you could make it.
Unfortunately, it is not purely for pleasure that I am here. Mademoiselle Angeline requires my attention professionally.
Yes, Angeline has told me. I'm glad she called upon you, Detective. I've been rather worried about her.
I will do everything I can to find the blackmailer and bring them to justice.
I have every faith in you.
I hope I am not interrupting you.
We're all very busy, as I'm sure you can imagine. After I'm done, I can come to your room and help you with any further questions.
Yeah, where is my room? I'm rather embarrassed to say I'm having trouble locating my room.
No one escorted you? I'm so sorry. Everyone is just so frantic at the moment. Madame has requested all staff prepare for this evening.
And you have been tasked with jobs in the pantry. Surely your talents could be used elsewhere.
I do as Madame asks. Well, as Archie asks.
Monsieur Sterling. Yes, I met him when I arrived. A charming gentleman. He did give me some rather vague instructions to find my room, though.
I can only apologize on his behalf. He would be mortified. I'm afraid I cannot be of much more help, but I believe you are located next to Mr. De Silva. By all means, the house is yours to explore.
Next to Mr. De Silva, okay. I suppose I should take Monsieur Sterling. I should not take Monsieur Sterling's lack of directions personally, considering the amount of work the staff have been tasked with. At least now I have permission to further roam the house. I am glad to see Mademoiselle Angeline has not allowed the blackmail to dampen her spirits today.
Yes, I'm afraid it may be all for show, though. She has not been herself, and it is not only I that have noticed.
Madame Vandenbosch. Surely it must have had some effect on her.
Madame has carried on as though nothing has happened. She has never been one to show emotion, and she doesn't seem to notice how it has affected Angeline. The staff, on the other hand... Angeline means no harm, but there have been some instances recently where she has acted rather sharply with them.
Oh no.
I hope not too sharply. A house of two Madame Vandenbosches would surely be too much for anyone.
I saw the welcome book as I arrived.
Ah yes, guests are requested to sign the book when arriving. I believe it gives details to the guests' room locations.
It stated the male guests are to be staying in the East Wing.
Yes, Madame does not believe in male and female guests residing beside one another.
I have been eagerly waiting to hear more of Belgium's greatest love story.
Oh, yes, well, I'm afraid it is far from a happy ending. Luke is sadly no longer with us.
Oh no.
Oh, mademoiselle, I was not aware.
It's fine, Detective, honestly. I'm sorry, but I really must finish this.
Bien sûr, mademoiselle.
For a man that has a mind so brilliant and astute, I have made an easy job of embarrassing myself. Let this be a reminder to use one's great cells before speaking.
Merci, mademoiselle.
Pleasure is mine, Detective.
Alright, let's have a poke around the rest of us. This cupboard. There does not seem to be anything of interest in here.
Before you leave, Detective, I have something for you beside the furnace here from Angeline. She wanted me to give it to you on your arrival.
Merci, mademoiselle.
Yeah, stuff. letter. The second letter acknowledges a payment from a previous blackmail letter. Mademoiselle Van den Bosch, you are wise to take me seriously. You have bought my silence for a moment at least. Your family's privacy obviously means a great deal for you if you're willing to pay to keep your secrets hidden, and continue to pay you will. Would your maman be as willing to part with her wealth? You will bring a second parcel with another 5,000 francs to the cobbler's, this time addressed to a Monsieur Fontaine by close on Friday. You have done your family a service by keeping this arrangement to yourself. I'm sure I do not have to tell you what will happen if the police are involved, and I hope it will not come to that. 5,000 francs, huh? I am now able to read the letters that were sent to Mademoiselle Angeline. I'm sure there is a great deal to learn from them, and hopefully some clues to the author. Handwritten with fancy handwriting. What instrument was used to write this so eloquently? A quill pen. Oh, there's a quill pen up here. An interesting looking piece of stationery. It appears rather delicate. Okay, connect those.
Magnifique.
Quill pen, huh? I can't ignore the coincidence of the same style of pen that wrote the letters present in the house. Written in the house. Talk to Elizabeth. Is there anything else I can put together right now? Nope. Okay, talk to Elizabeth again.
Of course, Detective. What is it?
I noticed a rather extravagant-looking pen in the hall.
I would not say it in front of the Major, but it is rather hideous. It was a gift from him to Madame from his time overseas. I don't think it even has the capability of writing.
The Major, huh?
A pen that does not write is like a fish that cannot swim.
As Angeline describes it, a useless ornament. It's the thought that counts, I suppose.
Merci, mademoiselle.
Pleasure is mine, Detective.
I do not trust that Major. Talk to Angeline. That's exactly, yeah, talk to Angeline. And also go and look. Nope, not that way.
What can I help you with, Detective?
You wonder if it's by the same developers as ABC Murders. I can't remember if it is or not. Elizabeth showed me the letters you received. One of them has already been paid?
I was right to pay it, yes? You have read them. What do you think?
I don't know if you were right to pay them or not.
You were wise to consult me, but bowing to their threat may have only shown that you are willing to pay for their silence. Is the secret they speak of worth so much?
I wish I could, but I have no idea. The letter was addressed to me, but I have nothing to hide. Maman took one look at it and disregarded the whole thing as someone's idea of a joke.
She looked at it. She is not aware of the second letter.
She doesn't know I paid the first. I thought I could make it all go away.
Yeah, that's not how that sort of thing works, Angeline.
Did you ask Madame if there was a family secret they could be privy to?
She said I was to ignore the letters and stop wasting my time with such foolishness. If there was something, she wouldn't tell me anyway.
It appears Mademoiselle believes her maman's attempts to brush away the serious nature of the letters as little as I do. May I ask how you came into such a large amount of money to pay the ransom?
I couldn't ask Maman for the money. She was angry that I had even considered paying it. Gideon offered to help.
Pardon,
Ooh.
did he not think you foolish for paying?
He did, but he said he couldn't stand by and watch me in so much distress.
How honorable.
We are soon to be married, Detective. A loving partnership that faces their troubles together. They are his words.
I did not mean anything by it, mademoiselle. You have found yourself a husband that will stand by your side and do what must be done to protect you. I am most pleased for you.
How has Mademoiselle Elizabeth been since the passing of her beloved Luke?
As you would expect, she has been in quite a state. It was such a terrible accident. She kept it to herself for almost a week before she even told me.
Ooh.
Pardon, how could you not know? Surely his absence from the house was noticed.
Maman fired him after he returned to the house. She said he could not be trusted.
Huh.
But Mademoiselle Elizabeth's position was kept?
I begged Maman for them both, but she said if he was willing to go behind her back, what else could he do?
Falling in love is a far cry from committing even the smallest crime, n'est-ce pas?
A cruel and unnecessary decision by Madame van der Bosch. She had no right to fire him and tear him away from his betrothed. I spoke with Mademoiselle Elizabeth, and I fear I may have upset her.
She has been a kind shoulder to lean on through all this mess, but it is her I worry about. She has been through so much.
I was not aware of what had happened, and by mentioning, I fear I may have only made it worse by dredging up the past.
Do not punish yourself, Detective. You are not to know. I don't think your honest mistake will make much difference to how she has been feeling recently.
It is easier said than done. I have already seen a difference in Mademoiselle Elizabeth. She was once so exuberant and optimistic, seeing the positives in everything and everyone. And now I fear the loss of her love, and the careless reminder from moi may have dampened her outlook.
Merci, mademoiselle. I shall find you if there is anything further I need.
Okay, have I got... yeah. Okay, what have we got? Quill pen that's ornamental. Gideon paid the first demand. Madame unaware of payment. Staff concerned for Angeline. Letter possibly written in the house. What if I connected that to there?
I cannot see the logic in this. This will not get me any closer to my goal. Is there something?
Okay, we are connecting across the bottom.
Another success. I never doubted myself.
I wasn't sure that worked together. They will no doubt be concerned for not only Angeline, but also for their positions in the house. What is the extent of their knowledge of the matter? Staff aware of the blackmail. Elizabeth hasn't been herself. Luke passed away. Elizabeth upset for it was dismissed. Her whereabouts are unknown. Auctioneer's receipt. Send her angry at Elizabeth and Luke. Ooh, maybe that's a...
Come, my
No.
little Graycells. We must.
Angeline, mindful of stuff. Angeline tries to contact Poirot. Whoops. Accidental. Luke was fired with what sounds like some persuasion from the Major. Angeline has matured. Gideon unsure of the Major's intentions. I mean, I guess we can just connect
What a
these
revelation!
two. Okay, well, it's just those two. It is truly terrible that Luke passed away, and to see how broken Elizabeth is. Elizabeth mourns for Luke. So if we connect that to maybe this one.
I must take a
No.
different approach if I am to uncover the.
This one.
I must act on thought and fact.
Maybe to here.
Order and
Nope.
method. That is the way to.
Oh, so up there.
I should not be surprised by my own skills.
I am bad at this mind mapping sometimes. Losing a loved one and not having a close friend to talk to would be difficult for anyone. Okay, that's all of our current links to do. There. I'm glad that if I mess it up 3 times, it tells me what it is. Thank you, game.
Detective, it looks as though I might be out.
Monsieur Sterling said my room was on the 1st floor.
Is that what he said? I can barely understand most of what he says with that accent.
It's not even a very broad Scottish, it's a fairly easy Scottish. I can understand Monsieur Sterling perfectly, but Monsieur Demire is one more vin rouge away from becoming unintelligible.
I find his accent rather pleasant, reassuring.
I guess. Not too helpful when it comes to finding your room, though. You'll probably be the lucky one that has that hideous plant outside the door.
Hideous plant.
I shall take up no more of your time. À bientôt.
Hideous plant, huh? Well, let's go look for hideous plants. Oh yeah, there's some stuff I need to talk to Gideon about.
Please, ask away, detective.
I assume you have heard about the consequences of my visit last time.
Angeline has spoken of it. You made quite the impression on her, detective.
I feel responsible for what came from that day. Florette's dismissal and Luke's.
It is not your fault. Madame van den Bosch does not like it when her rules or authority are undermined. I try to explain to Angeline the same, but her guilt has not left her.
Mademoiselle explained the payment of the blackmail letter.
I suppose you think I was unwise to pay it?
Little bit.
I am glad Mademoiselle requested my help before you fell further out of pocket.
Madame van den Bosch had no intentions of paying it, whether she believes there is a secret that could ruin the family or not.
I mean, I'm surprised the family managed to remain unruined. They clearly got into some money at some point.
It was an honorable move for you to make the payment. It was certainly no small fee.
Angeline is to be my wife, and then we shall be family. As far as I am concerned, my money is our money.
Merci, monsieur. I shall leave you to prepare for tonight's celebrations.
Northeast or southeast? North. Let's go north. Zakaria Demir, I presume. And his rather expensive luggage. His room faces the back garden. A plant. His plant is striking and full of colour. It really draws one's attention in a positive way. It is quite a nice plant. Oh yeah, each of the doors does have a saint above it. I should really conclude that this room is mine before going in. Okay. I mean, I don't think that mine is over here. More luggage for Mr. E. da Silva. Left unattended and right between the two front-facing rooms. Okay, so mine is one of these two rooms. Because we were told I was next to da Silva, right? Ah. Now this plant is not quite as nice as that plant, I guess. I would not consider any form of nature ugly, but I am not sure how I feel about this plant. So I'm pretty sure my room's that one then, I think. This plant is striking and full, yeah. It does look like a tree stump, yeah. Looks like it's lost a few bits. Hideous plant. Okay, let's go for the... Oh wait, I'm gonna have to mind map it first. This may be my room, but it looks like I have a few things to settle first. Okay. Alright. I guess we've got to think our way into it. Into things, anyway. Dan sees his money as the family's. Unsure of the major's intentions. Angeline guilty about dismissal. And just tried to contact Florette, so it's probably there. No.
See the logic in this.
Nope. Maybe here to here.
Some would
There we
say
go.
a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
Angeline is trying to do good, even though the dismissals weren't entirely her fault. Angeline is trying to redeem herself. Connected this to her trying to contact Florette?
Things are beginning to become clearer.
Mademoiselle Angeline says she never intended for Florette to be fired. I believe her. Okay, no more connections to make. What was this? Angeline wants to help Florette. Okay. Inspect the east rooms. Okay. Right, I've got to go touch the other doors, have I? I guess there's something that I haven't checked. Maybe I need to go back and look at the other door on the other side. Because I only actually looked at one of them, so let's just poke at this. I can hear a male voice practicing what sounds like a speech. Perhaps we shall hear this later. Okay, there we go. I think now I should be able to actually go into my room. Or maybe I need to do this first. Yes, I have a connection now. The hideous plant with the hideous plant.
I must act
No.
on thought and fact, not on impulse.
My room is next to Ernesto's. Luggage for
I
Ernesto's
must take
silver?
a different
No.
approach if I am to.
Okay. My room is... Okay. Directions and
Order
directions.
method. That is the way to solve the problem.
Audible music and someone reciting a speech, apparently.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
I must have been one of the last to arrive. I should settle myself as soon as possible. Some guests arrived already. No, wait. We don't have any things to do. Okay. Okay, now can I just go into what is definitely my room? Nope. What am I missing? Inspect the East rooms. I thought I'd inspect it.
Oh.
Seriously, what else do I need to look at anyway? Do I need to do something with this? I don't think so. The only thing I have is investigate the East rooms. What am I missing? Do I need to look at this plant? No.
Huh. Huh.
What do I still have to settle? Okay. Back to the guide. Apparently I have to go look at some things in other places. It appears there's some things that I haven't looked at yet. Yeah. I saw in the list of things to investigate something said tag on the vase, and I'm like, I haven't done that. Madame van der Bosch has always been one for appearances. Why would the family want to keep a price tag on the vase? Alright. Does that give me a connection thing to do? Yes. So the tag on the vase. What's this going to go to? The receipt?
Magnifique.
It appears the family's financial situation is much the same as the last time I saw them. Can I confirm this? Talk to Gideon. Okay. Some progress.
Please, ask away, detective.
I am aware finances can be a sensitive subject, but may I ask of the house's situation?
As far as I'm aware, everything is in order. From what I understand, the late Viscount had made some questionable investments. But that is all in the past.
And regarding the payment of the blackmail?
Angeline does not have to worry about money anymore. I was born into some wealth, and I have earned my own fortune.
Merci, monsieur. I shall leave you to prepare for tonight's celebrations.
Alright, so what does this give me? Financial records. The current financial state of the house. Gideon believes finances are in order. Should I take that to the family is keeping up appearances?
What a revelation.
Yeah. It looks like the family have finally got back on track with their money problems. Great to hear. It is certainly not the happy news I was expecting. Mademoiselle Elizabeth lost her beloved Luc, and young Florette the maidservant has not been seen, even with Mademoiselle Angeline's efforts. At least it appears the family have survived their financial difficulties. Ooh, objective complete. Maybe now I can go look in my rooms. Come, my little grey cells, let us solve this mystery. I thought I already did that. Yep. Yeah. Maybe I can. No. Maybe I can go to my room now. Maybe now I will be allowed. Yes, now I will be allowed. The bedroom next to Monsieur de Silva. This must be my room. Finally, I found ma chambre. Although the journey was longer than expected, the destination is really quite charming. I should make myself familiar and comfortable in my new surroundings. Ah, yes, this is fancy. Ah, look at that chair. What a book.
Ah,
I wonder if I will get a chance to catch up on my reading whilst I stay here. Let's look out the window.
ah.
The snow has limited the view from the window, but it certainly has a beauty of its own. Ooh, fireplace. Same thing you said about the other fireplaces. Ooh. Even for a detective like myself, finding this room was quite an arduous task. The house may hold more secrets than expected. This game needs more mustache combing. I mean, maybe Poirot isn't quite as vain when he's younger. Yay! We finished finding the room. Oop. Knock at the door. Ah, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, thank you for coming. I shall not take up too much more of your precious time.
Not at all, Detective. I had best not be away for too long. Madame would not be pleased when there is so much work to do.
Well, mademoiselle, if anyone was to ask, I required your urgent attention with a delicate matter. That should be enough to give you a moment's peace.
Thank you, Detective.
I can assume you are aware of the probable blackmail ring in the area?
I have heard whispers, but this town is full of busybodies. It's hard to know what is the truth and what is hot air from socialites trying to outdo one another.
I would not have thought you want to join in with such chatter.
I'm not, but it can be hard to ignore. I try to quash any talk of it in the house, but it's easier said than done. When the staff are together, it seems to be a competition to see who can dream up the most scandalous rumour.
You are a loyal maid and friend. Mademoiselle Angeline is fortunate to have you.
It baffles me why they would target her in the first place. She has such a kind and pure soul. That may not be what you remember of Mademoiselle, but she has grown into a kind-hearted young lady.
I mean, they may be targeting her because she's kind and pure.
I was wary of that when I arrived, but I myself can see a change in her, a maturity. And if it is as kind and pure as you have stated, she should not be troubled by the letter.
Letters, Detective. I brought you the other.
Ooh, the other. The original one, I guess. Mademoiselle Van den Bosch, you do not know me, but I know you and your family very well. For years you have stood high on your pedestal, attending parties and living the lifestyle of the upper class, a life that you were born into, all the while hiding a sordid secret that would tarnish the Van den Bosch name forever. Once a respected family with morals and nobility, but you now rely on riches and jewellery to show your worth, a worth that is not deserved, even residing in a home that was obtained under your lies, but not for long. For your secret to remain exactly that, take a small brown paper parcel filled with 5,000 francs, addressed to Monsieur Dupont to Barbier and Sons Cobblers, before sundown on Friday. If you do as I request, this will be the last you hear from me. You will be able to return to your life of stolen wealth and excess. If you refuse, be sure the name Van den Bosch will be on the whisper of lips for years to come. I wonder if the blackmail is associated with Florette, and equally I wonder whether we're supposed to think that.
I have tried to tell her not to think any more on them, but she fears that even a fabricated story could ruin the family name. She even frets at what it may do to her engagement.
I mean, her fiancé seems to be... It doesn't seem like you'd be affected by that.
I have met Monsieur Demire, and I cannot see his love for Angeline diminishing at something
Yeah,
so
that's...
trivial. Merci for bringing this letter to me.
Mademoiselle Angeline worries too much about the family name, but from Mademoiselle Elizabeth's telling, she has nothing to worry about, at least from her own perspective. Perhaps the secret does not directly concern Angeline at all, and she is merely the easy target.
pleasure is mine, Detective.
Okay. Blackmailer wishes the family to leave the manor. Wishes the family to suffer. Letter possibly written in the house, but they wanted her to leave. Maybe that?
I cannot see the logic in this. Perhaps a second look at the evidence in front of me.
I mean, possibly just this across to that.
Come,
No.
my little grey cells. We must...
Oh, house holds many secrets, and the blackmailer wants them out of the house.
Is there
No.
something I am not seeing?
Staff aware of the blackmailer and house holds many secrets. Okay.
The pieces
There.
of the puzzle are finally coming together.
Any staff members that are aware of the blackmail could possibly know the reason why. It appears the Vandenbosch secrets may not be a secret at all. The house staff may know what the blackmailer is holding over the family. I guess it makes sense that I can't put things across. I guess we've got to make it fairly. I guess the thing ends up fairly neat, and I should consider that. Investigate the blackmail. It's the only thing left. You know, I think that feels like a reasonable point to finish on today. Having completed another of the objectives. I think that seems like a good point to stop, so I'm going to call the stream there. So, thank you very much for coming. It's been fun. If you're new here and if you enjoyed your time, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter, which is linked in the description. I post my streaming schedule both here to YouTube on the community page and also to my Twitter. Although this was the last scheduled stream of the week, so there'll be a new schedule up later tonight. The next stream should indeed, I believe, be tomorrow. So, and I'm thinking Voice of Cards. So, once again, thanks for coming. And this is Kalla signing out. See ya. Bye bye.